Greetings, people. We are fortunate to talk in this way with you. We are thank you for co-creation, and we happy to see you in this communication through this channel. Thank you for your attention and to share with us your wisdom and your love. We would like to name this communication is your passion to life. And this is a very important topic because this is what makes your life happy. And we all know that happiness is not somewhere around us or in the future or in the past. Happiness is now. We are the seeds of Sirian console, and we are happy to communicate. Well, we know all that we are having a lot of things happening in your lives, and a lot of this takes a lot of your attention, and this is what making you busy with your things that not always necessary leads you to your happiness. Why is this happening? Is because you are living in the society that requires certain things that you believe to be helping you to become happy, and a lot of these programs and belief systems are not exactly guiding you to where you want to be. So how to be happy and how to do what you love to do in your life. And this is the main topic for today. We are happy to share that happiness is not something that you can come to or that you can grow to. Happiness is a state of being where you are present. And this is the most important part because this is challenging for you to understand how it works. And now we will try to explain to you how this works. First, you need to understand that there is a lot of things in your life that you have to maintain. And of course, you need to pay your bills, and you need to have food and relationship and family and some things that you love to do. However, how do you find and prioritize your attention to have a better mood and happy life? So one is what you need to understand, that happiness is a present moment when you are aware of what you're doing. It is a flow that you're getting into, like when you're playing music, you're getting in a flow and you're completely forgetting of what surrounds you. You are completely out of your thought process for tomorrow or yesterday, and you're fully in the action of playing, singing, or whatever you're doing. The same thing is with your work. If you're working and you're getting into the zone, so-called, in your planet, that you are not thinking of how you are doing it, you're just doing it, and you're so focused on it that you don't even notice how time passes. So this is the happiness moment. However, when you stop doing it and when you go to your mind process and you start to think about the future, about the present, about the past, and now you are out of this zone and you are out of happiness. So how do you maintain happiness? And of course, you have to understand that there are certain strategies that you need to think about for tomorrow, how to focus on some work, and this is the process. While you are scheduling or planning or projecting what you think have to happen, this is called planning. And the planning is the process. When you are planning, you are not planning something that you don't like. You plan something that is leading to a better solution or a better state of being. But the process when you do this planning is the same process as playing music. So you dedicate specific time for planning your life, your work, your health, your relationship, your family. All that are kind of projects. So when you want to enjoy the process, you sit, dedicate time, and plan what you think have to be done and when during this. So this process can be dedicated, and this dedicated process is going into the zone of planning. And of course you will not plan the bad things that's gonna happen. Of course your experience and some past experiences will of course have you highlight some problems or obstacles in your way, and this is good to observe these obstacles and plan according to those obstacles. And that plan is understand that this plan have to be done in some time frames, and once you're done, you're out of this process. So you plan your life, your work, your relationship, and then you finish the planning and start doing something else. That way you offset continuous thinking about those things, and you rely on the process of planning and have it written somewhere in your notes, even if it's written in your head and it's a complete plan that is what you can see for today. It is already a done job, so you don't need to continue thinking about the bad things or obstacles in your plan. You just consider them and then you plan accordingly. And now we want to say that once you're done with the plan, pick the next thing that you want to do during your lifetime, during your day, and continue doing that. That process of planning will help you to understand that you can offset a lot of thinking into the process that you can put on the paper. Once you get this out of your mind, you can now focus on some other things. Then enjoy the process, enjoy your food, enjoy your family, enjoy a lot of things. And these all things that you can now easier to do without thinking of something else. Because overthinking one thing all over again is not making you happy. And this is basically a process of planning that is never ending. So, please be happy. Now, we want to talk about some other things and how you pick what you do, how to make a choice in your life. Of course, your mind is a construct of your experiences and your knowledge. So when you have certain events happening, there are points of time when you need to choose. So how you define the right choice and how your choice becomes wrong. So your choice becomes wrong only in your mind because your mind is not seeing all the picture that your choice led to, how you justify all of your decisions. Find things that can get worse, and then you will see that this was the ideal plan. You are never making a bad choice. Every choice is there for a reason. Even if you think you made a bad choice that led to you to a negative experiences, is basically you not knowing what else could have been happened to you if it wouldn't be that choice. And that would be always the best of the choices that you ever had. So be mindful that you are never making a bad choice. Some of the choices you make to understand that this way is not for you. And then you can change and make another choice that you think is gonna be leading you to a better life. It is as simple as never regret of anything you have done. Is what you're saying is that regret only things that you never done. But it's also wrong, because every person has its own path, and this path is unique for everyone. When you think that you haven't done something that you're supposed to do, is basically you comparing yourself to somebody else that was doing it. So by doing a comparison and making yourself doubt about your process is basically waste of your energy, because it doesn't lead you to any valuable action. What we have to say is that every action is very important. Every moment of your life is the most important that you can have, and make sure you live every moment of your life with maximum attention. Make sure your mind is having a sort of discipline of thinking. Discipline of thinking is understanding that this thought process is valuable. This thought process is a construct of a plan that you are making. So if you have to think about things, do not do it at the same time as you're doing other things, because this devalues the most important things that you have is now and the process that you are doing now. So make sure that you are putting your mind into the discipline of thinking, of doing, and enjoying the moment. How you can enjoy the moment even if you don't think this moment is where you don't need to be. The first thing is you always have a choice. You always can make a choice of getting out of the situation where you are, and only limitations and fear can have you stick to this moment. And some, of course, situations are very hard to get out, like kids. When the kids are living with the family, it's really hard for them to pick the other family. But kids always choose the best family before they are getting into this reincarnation. This is their choice, and you need to understand that your lifetime is your choice always. Your souls before reincarnation are picking a sort of a path that would be the most beneficial for their experience. So this path is somewhat a corridor of your lifetime, and this corridor is a theme of you living your life. However, every point of your theme have a flexibility and so-called a choice and the freedom of choice. And this, what makes this life unique, is you select a theme for yourself and then you are making certain choices along that theme. Can you change it? Yes, you can. However, it must be relevant to your initial corridor of your destiny. And this destiny is predefined by yourself before you reincarnate into the lifetime. So think about this and try to understand the major concept and the major experience that you are setting up for yourself, and then navigate the corridor of your destiny in the best possible way, so every situation in your life can be valuable. Find value in every situation by looking outside of the box and thinking of what can you learn from every situation that you are going through. By finding a correct answer, which is something valuable, you will understand that there are no bad things. Everything is happening for a reason. Sometimes when you are going through your life, you are restricting yourself, or you're always thinking of doing something that is resonating with your heart. However, you're not doing it and wrapping this decision by limiting programs. However, it is your power to work out these limiting programs and get out of these situations. So we emphasize you to have a certain time during the day, maybe at the end of your day, that you can sit and ponder about what happened and how it can be beneficial or how it can be changed. By having a higher perspective on things that happens to you, you will master your life. Thank you for co-creation. Thank you for your attention, and we are happy to assist you. And thank you.